In 1902, a man was born in Chicago who was, by all accounts, a bit of a prodigy. He would go on to create one of the most revolutionary approaches to therapy, which you can use in your day-to-day life. I'm going to briefly show you what it is, how I did it, and the amazing effects it had on my people skills and communication. In the early 1900s, the GOAT of psychology was born. His name was Carl Rogers. Now, this guy was built so different that he could read before he was even in kindergarten. This brother came out of the womb reading an encyclopedia. So he tried out a few different passion projects, but his true passion was in psychology. So he became a psychologist, and in his early years working with children, Rogers realized something. All these kids wanted, more than anything else, was simply to be heard. This realization led him to develop a revolutionary approach known as person-centered therapy, a large part of which includes active listening. Now, it's probably something you've heard before, but it's definitely not what most people think it is. Carl found that even when he just listened to patients in a certain way, it had an incredible effect. So before I show you how I did it, I'm going to show you what happened when I tried it myself. First, let's talk about minimal encouragers. This is the most effective and easiest tool you can use to make your conversations feel more natural. These are non-verbal encouragers that make the other person feel assured that you're paying attention to what they're saying. You know when you're in the middle of telling someone a story and in the middle of it you can't tell if you've lost them or not? Minimal encouragers prevents that and helps the other person that you're talking to get rid of that feeling. Like, man, I really hope what I'm saying is not boring. So saying stuff like, yeah, and nodding your head when it's appropriate will make the other person feel really self-assured. The second tool is called paraphrasing, and all you have to do is just repeat back what you think you heard in a fairly natural and casual way that the other person will just agree with. So let's say they're saying like, hey dude, I don't know what to do. My boss keeps assigning me to do all this bullshit all day, and then by the time I'm done, it's like 5 p.m. and I haven't even started my main project for school that's due on Friday. In this instance, I could say something like, oh, so your boss's bullshit is just making it impossible for you to catch up on schoolwork. You're just repeating it back and making sure you're on the same page as the other person. And when you repeat it back to someone, they're going to feel like their feelings are more validated because you just perfectly summarized what they're going through. So this works really well in tandem with our last tool, which is emotional labeling. Now, this is also another really simple tool. So after you paraphrase or summarize what someone says, you don't really have to do that, but this often works really well in addition to that. You can just summarize their emotions. You're labeling them. So back to our example, after your friend's complaining and you're like, yeah, man, so it sounds like you're just having to deal with a lot of bullshit. They're going to be like, yeah. And you go, yeah, man, that sounds really frustrating. Yeah, a lot of the time, this is really all people need. I'm a dude and I know exactly how it is. A lot of the times we want to go and solve people's problems. And sometimes it's not even really what anyone needs. Now, if you're talking to another dude, or really, again, no, people don't mind some people trying to offer solutions, but emotional labeling, just being able to have someone empathize with you is really all people are asking for.